Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Not Quite Nuts. I'm on holiday this week, so I've managed to edit together some footage of some of our previous episodes, particularly Mallory's Marvel Madness from episodes 4 and 5. So if you go back, we've got another flashback episode a few episodes ago. You can go back and catch up with exactly what's happening there. But this is obviously Mallory's challenge to watch everything in the MCU, which is now considered canon, and to bring her up to date before Doomsday. So in this episode, we are going to look at I Am Groot, Daredevil, the motion picture, Elektra, and then she talks to us about some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff as well.
So, let's kick it off. Mal, what have you watched?
So another little slow week. I only watched seasons 1 and 2 of I Am Groot, the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, and Elektra, which, as we talked about, I think on the first episode, I'd never seen Batfleck as Daredevil or Elektra. And actually, I'd never seen I Am Groot either. So it was a whole new week for
New
me.
experience for you. There you go.
Well,
It's the first time that you haven't seen anything before, right?
yeah. I will also say, before I tell you my thoughts, that I would change the order of this. Because I watched I Am Groot seasons 1 and 2 back to back. Let me just look at where I made my notes. I watched it directly after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But I would change it so that I'd watch the first 2 episodes of I Am Groot season 1 before Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Because the first episode, little Groot is still in his cup, doesn't have legs yet. So obviously has to happen before Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And the second episode, they're in Peter Quill's spaceship, not on Yondu's spaceship. So both episodes have to have happened before Volume 2.
There you go.
So if anyone's following along, change those around. But that's a fun show.
That is a fun show. Like, that is the show that my kids, I'll walk into a room and they'll be sitting there with a tablet watching. Like, of all the MCU stuff, I Am Groot is what they go to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They're 5 minutes an episode.
Yep.
I laughed out loud every single episode. It was just so silly and fun, and it had the soul of Guardians.
Which is kind of the key.
I wonder- Yeah, I wanted to actually post something because in full transparency to you both, as well as our viewing audience and those listening, I've not seen the I Am Groot show. I have not partaken in it. But the question that I had is, was this Marvel's version of the Ewoks? Because George Lucas created the Ewoks as a way to bring children back into Star Wars, as being like these cute little teddy bears who then all of a sudden just mess up the Empire. And then you have this baby Groot character, which obviously blew up. You saw it everywhere when the Guardians 2 came out. Is this their way of kind of bringing kind of the more like 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old fan onto Disney more?
Is right there behind me is Baby Groot.
My Funko Pop.
Well, which I think it's an interesting point, but I think it was almost the other way around. Like with the Ewoks, they were trying to bring in like these kids, and they didn't know how it was gonna come across. Whereas with Baby Groot, they saw how much everybody loved Baby Groot, and then, monetized it.
Yes, I guess like that. Yeah, of the first being
I think they are pretty recent, and they definitely post Disney Plus. Although that was 5 years now. 5 years Disney Plus has been up now?
because it's right, because the first show on Disney Plus that I can remember was the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
So it's been a fairly substantial amount of time. But yeah, they were a Disney Plus thing. I don't think they ever thought that Baby Groot was going to be as big as Baby Groot was. I think it was a plot device, right? Groot had to go through what Groot went through. And then they were like, post-credit scene, we'll have really cute Baby Groot in a pot dancing. And that worked. And then on the back of that, the one thing, I I think if you've listened to previous episodes, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of where James Gunn is taking his comic book universe, wherever. The one thing I will say to him is he is very, very good at building out universes, and he's done a fantastic job with Peacemaker, and I think this was part of that. He went and built just a little thing. I Am Groot, an opportunity to go see this character do his own thing in his own way, and I think it was quite cleverly done. And of course, the advantage being Groot, they got him to record, Vin Diesel to record thousands of lines of I Am Groot in various different ways, and so they can just use that. It's not like they have to call the actor back in to deliver new lines. They've got lots of lines there to play with, so that always helps. And I'm sure Vin Diesel gets a nice kickback every time they use it. But I would, without knowing, I would say that they didn't think or realize Groot was going to be what Groot ended up being. They knew he would be a loved character, but Baby Groot went on and just became something entirely different.
Them something entirely,
Yeah,
And they felt too big a marketing opportunity to miss.
And I think it would have been a missed opportunity. Like we were talking last week about different missed opportunities. I think if they had kind of let it be, it would have been this hole without it. Yeah, more Baby Groot. It was fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's really more seasons than just these two. I didn't look into it.
there was the in Groot TV show, isn't there?
the Rocket and Groot animated show. Not that I'm not that I'm expecting you to add this to your list, but there's definitely a Rocket and Groot animated show. Yeah. So Marvel's Rocket and Groot, which is part of the MCU, and it's them pre Guardians, I think.
Guardians.
Yeah. So I might be wrong about that. Let's have a wiki look at that, shall we?
Short-lived.
Well, while you're looking that up, I also know, which I think is one of my favorite fun facts, is that it is truly Vin Diesel doing the Baby Groot voice.
Yep.
Like, not computerized at all. It's just him doing a baby voice.
And 2 lines of dialogue is effectively what he recorded. He just recorded one of them hundreds, maybe thousands of times, and it was and in different languages.
Yes, he did it. And he did not want to have anybody else do. So he learned how to say "I am Groot" in Japanese, Cantonese, Korean. He did all of it.
He let Tigger say, "I am." The Groot didn't change. What?
I think Phil Collins done that.
What was I doing?
So I Am Groot. What do we think?
Oh, definitely highly recommend. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, check it out.
Yeah.
One of my good friends actually reached out to me the other day and was asking what she should watch, and she has a 3-year-old at home, and I was like, put on I Am Groot. Like her daughter was watching Spidey and Friends, and I was like, nah, I Am Groot. Like, you're gonna enjoy, she'll enjoy. Definitely recommend. And honestly, you watch both seasons in 50 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
So Mal, here's the question: what do you rate them out of 10?
Ooh,
Season 1, 2.
I'd rate them together because I didn't think there was like that big of a difference in quality between the 2 seasons. I'm gonna give that a solid 9.
Really?
Yeah,
Start
it's just
solid.
fun.
Right.
It's funny. It's on its own.
You
It
know what?
didn't need to really know the Guardians, but it was so good.
it's Acme.
It's Roadrunner. It's Tweety Pie. It's Sylvester. It's Tom and Jerry, but Groot. Like, that's what it is. It captures the essence of those old cartoons that we would have grown up on, and it throws it into the Marvel universe. Throws Groot into it. So
So it's a Looney Tunes. It's Marvel Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who Groot is. Baby Groot is silly and ridiculous. Like, he can't push the right button in volume 2.
It's
So he keeps bringing where he keeps bringing Yondu the wrong thing. Like, he brings a shoe, he brings a hat, he brings everything but
Bring
his
somebody's eye.
what's eye. Yeah.
I mean, he's clever. He knows what he's doing, really. Yeah, no, I love that. It's a great show. Like I said, I walked in literally last weekend, and Jack was sitting watching it on the tablet. He'd snuck the tablet away to his bed, and I was like, "Oh, he's quiet. What's he doing?" And I go upstairs, and he's watching that, and I can't even be angry about that. I'm like, nah.
move over.
Mm-mm.
Let me grab a seat.
When I come see your kids, I'm gonna go tell Jack to cuddle up. We're watching I Am Groot.
He'll love that. He'll love it. He absolutely will.
So then we're moving on, and we've got Daredevil, and we've got Elektra. Group these two together.
I have a confession.
Go on.
Couldn't find the director's cut.
Which is a real problem these days. I cannot find the director's cut anyway.
I tried to find it for you, Mal. I do have a Daredevil from back then, but two things. One, it is British because I got it when we were working at Blockbuster, and it also was not the director's cut. So I was like, I would have given it to you, but neither one of those two things would have worked for you.
You can't get it. Oh, you can get it on Blu-ray. For £5. I'll be ordering that tonight.
Yeah, I'll watch it when I come over.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you're not missing a massive amount. What is in the director's cut, I can sum up for you. He goes around to the house, right? And like there's the girl that's been accused of the crime, and she says there was a witness, and the witness is a crack addict. The crack addict is Coolio. He's in the alley. He tracks down Coolio, and Coolio's afraid to say anything because if
Is it Coolio or LL Cool J?
Coolio.
That's right. I went to meet Turk because he owed me some money. Yes, and it was there that you passed out from drinking. Is that correct? Smoking weed mostly.
Yep, definitely Coolio from both Gangsta's Paradise and Kenan and Kel fame.
Kenan and Kel.
Yep. I thought it seemed good burger too. Sidebar.
It was good.
I wanted to watch it, and Steph said,
Oh no, it's fun. It's so much fun. Keith and I also did the Comic-Con panel years ago, or 2 years ago, last year. I don't know, whenever it was.
Okay.
it's good to see Kel Kimball working again.
Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Is it true? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, it's true. Ooh.
He was so funny, and I just wish he would have been given more opportunities.
Maybe you will now. Maybe you will. So Daredevil, yeah. Give us your breakdown.
Really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed Daredevil a lot more than I thought I was going to. I was very surprised that Jon Favreau was there.
Right, and this is what we all forget, is that Jon Favreau has been in the MCU or the Marvel Universe before.
Yeah, before, because that came out in what, 2003?
Yeah, it'd probably be about right.
Early 2000s.
Or
Yeah.
It was good. Courtroom scene, beginning courtroom scene where he threatens the defendant. Shocked there was no objection. Like, this is my problem with any courtroom scenes. I'm going to critique them to no end, but that was wrong. Objection should have been sustained, maybe a mistrial, like bad Matt Murdock. But it was good. I enjoyed, actually, truth be told, I didn't know much about Daredevil. Like, I knew he was a blind superhero. I didn't know, I assumed it was that because he was blind, his other senses were heightened, and that's the sense, but it's so much more than that. So it was fun to watch. It was fun to learn about that. And the Kevin Smith cameo was so funny. And I've forgotten that you guys told me he was in it. And I actually wrote down because he was, so if anyone hasn't seen it, statute of limitations for spoilers.
20 years now. Spoilers.
Statute of limitations is passed. But who has seen it and might have forgotten, what happens is Ulrich comes over, he's on the computer typing something, and I wrote down what he was typing because before I realized it was Kevin Smith, I was like, this is a really Kevin Smith thing to say. He wrote down, he was typing on like a chat board, I'll drop you like a 3-year-old corpse's testicles.
Is really Kevin Smith.
I forgot that line. That's a great line.
Yeah.
And that is such a Kevin Smith way.
You know, and what probably happened there is they've gone, oh, just sit down and type something. Kevin Smith's like, oh, I'm going to add something. Excellent. So What did you think the overarching story within it? Like you said, for you experiencing Daredevil's powers, they've been represented in many different ways. Even through the comic books, there's some really, really good ways they've been presented, and there's some sort of bad ways. Um,
Yeah.
You're about to watch the Daredevil TV show,
Right. For the first time.
so there's an episode of that called World on Fire, which is one that really explores his powers a little bit more in that.
Gives you a little more, gives you background onto him and how he became who he is, and that's a great episode.
Yeah.
For the pen world building.
But yeah, so what were your thoughts? So what happened when it came out was we had Batman, right? And DC had made Batman. And so companies were looking for, how do we make another Batman? And they figured that Daredevil could be the Batman of the Marvel Universe. And that was their approach. But there was also some interesting choices by the director. The director took the approach that actually he wanted him to be a bit of a surfer, as in the way he moved across the cityscape.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a surfer. So there's few scenes, a skateboarder, a surfer sort of scenes where he's sliding down things, and the way he's moving, all quite interesting sort of choices. But overall,
Yeah, not in the comics.
I mean, the way he moves in the comics, I've never seen him sliding about cities and things. But he does use his billy club. He does swing about. He does have sort of Spider-Man-esque sort of movements sometimes. But this was a conscious choice. The director talked about it, and I think he must talk about it on one of the things. But he says, like, I wanted him to move and to treat like the city like he was a surfer or skater, which is counter to him being Batman. So it was this idea that the studio executives wanted a Marvel Batman. They wanted somebody who was going to be in leather, the biker look, that type of situation. And then this is the sort of direction that they went instead. And then we had, obviously, Kingpin.
Slightly different.
I like.
That's what I'm waiting for Mal's interpretation on.
I mean, based on when I eventually watch the show and do like a side by
I
side.
think I think that's going to be, because I definitely want. I mean, I'm speaking ahead because obviously you haven't watched the Daredevil show yet, but to get your opinion, being fresh into this world of having obviously two very different Daredevils and both powers and how they go about their daredevilness, and then also two very different but yet similar Kingpins.
I'll let you know. I think the show is next on deck, if I remember correctly.
Well,
Checking the spreadsheet.
yes,
it is.
let's go to the spreadsheet.
I might have done that on purpose because I think when I let you guys bully me into adding the Daredevil and Elektra movies, I was already past the time.
Wasn't us. It was Ryan Reynolds who bullied you into watching it when Ryan Reynolds made them canon.
That's true, actually. No, that's accurate because it's in the Ryan Reynolds.
He made them canon, wasn't us. Ryan Reynolds did it.
It's like I blame you guys anyway because I can't blame Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
But I will also say, speaking of, I guess that whole Michigas, watching Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner like kick ass together, I can understand why they fell in love.
Yeah.
Like it is so hot to watch them. Like
Funny story though about that. Now, obviously, we just talked about Kevin Smith being in this movie. Now, obviously, we know that Jennifer Garner, Ben Affleck, they were a thing. Can you name another movie that has both Jennifer Garner and Kevin Smith in it as actors? Max probably can because he knows it's like my favorite, like one of my favorite bad
is it
movies.
Jersey Girl?
No,
That would have been not Jersey. Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer.
I remember. What movie am I forgetting?
you are forgetting the pivotal classic. Although not, I mean, to me it is. To most people, probably isn't. A movie called Catch and Release.
Oh, I've never seen Catch and Release.
Good movie, obviously not Marvel, so you don't have to put it into your list. But I would
Your
recommend.
2027 list.
I think
Once
You could justify it being added in as Elektra's missing you, and Kevin.
you go.
And Miss Kevin could be the what happens to the coroner afterwards. Yeah, no, the Catch and Release, that is a good movie. That's a highly enjoyable movie indeed. Yeah, it would have been awkward to have Jennifer and Ben on the Jen and Ben.
Jen Ben.
Yeah, that'd have been awkward. What I really loved about it was actually, and this is no slight on what you'll see who Ben Urich is and the character of Ben Urich in the in the TV show, but Ulrich in this is much more comic book accurate, a much better Ulrich, I think. And
I like Fenrir. I like Fenrir in the show, in Daredevil the show.
it's not that I disliked him, but without spoiling it for Mallory, there's stuff that happens around the character that I'm not a fan of.
Fair enough. I'll give you that because you've read more Daredevil than I have, so I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert there.
So he's the Clark Kent of Daredevil, and so his whole thing, you see it in the film where he deletes the article at the end and writes it as something different because he's like, we need Daredevil more than I need this story, and it's his way of protecting him, and you tend to see a little bit more of that in the comic books, but I just thought it was a better iteration of the character, of the journalist, which we're seeing evolution of in the new Daredevil, in Daredevil Born Again. We're seeing an evolution of that somewhat.
So I will tell our audience I'm actually going to be rewatching Daredevil season 1 as well. So I'm going to be able to kind of talk with Mallory about it, and because I just decided that, you know what, like I don't think I can go through all 107,000 Marvel shows that Mallory's going through.
29.
But I've been trying to. I wanted to get back into. I love the Netflix shows that they did, and I want to build myself up to the Defenders because I think that's phenomenal television. And I said, well, I can't just watch the Defenders. I have to see how they become the Defenders.
So I've rewatched 1 and 2 before the Daredevil Reborn came on. I didn't make it as far as 3. I ran out of time before we got there. But go on.
I'm curious how my initial watch compared with Lucha's rewatch is going to compare, because I'm sure there's things that I'm going to miss the first time that you're going to pick up on, because there's things when I'm rewatching that I'm picking up on. So
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, because this is going to be my 3rd or 4th go with Daredevil, because I think I watched it twice on my own, and then Steph had never seen it. I was like, oh, you have to see this, and then we have to go through the whole thing. The only thing that we skipped was Iron Fist season 2, because I couldn't stomach that a second time.
Iron Fist season 2 is better than Iron Fist season 1. And
If it is, in hindsight, I probably would have skipped 1 and just gone to 2. But yeah, I don't know. I just didn't know if I could stomach it again. I think Iron Fist, and this is maybe a spoiler from Mallory, I think the best version of Iron Fist that we get is in Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah, I mean,
There's what's all.
so I think Iron Fist was a victim of cancel culture. I think there was a lot of cancel culture stuff that took place there, and people hated it. But first of all, because people had reached the point with Marvel, we were starting to get a bit, overly full with what was happening with Marvel. There's lots of stuff happening. And then I think there was a little bit of cancel culture took place with it, because they felt it was the time to recast, and it was, traditional, taken away from the traditional things, which I think they've actually adjusted. And I think that's why Shang-Chi was such a good film, was because they were like, we can correct course a little bit here, or we can make the right choices here, with a character. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Mel feels about it. And then, so the overall actual feeling about Daredevil, if you were to give it a mark out of 10.
I'm going to give Daredevil a 7.
Okay.
I mean, it's on it if you are not comparing it to the Marvel movies, like the Iron Man, the Captain America, the Guardians. It's a good standalone action film. But in the whole context of why I'm rewatching these, it doesn't compare.
Mhm.
So it's still a good movie, just not as good.
Okay.
I wonder if your feeling will change after watching the Netflix series.
Okay.
And think,
Does
because
it get higher or lower?
I think it's gonna my person, because if I was rating it myself, not having known the Charlie Cox Daredevil. I would probably have given it like a 6 or a 7 with you. But after watching the Charlie Cox Daredevil and seeing 3 seasons plus Born Again and The Defenders, for me, it's like a 4, maybe a 5. Like, it's a passable movie. I think there are aspects of it that are great. I think there are aspects of it that are not so great. So I think I'm even with it. Like, I could take it or leave it.
So this is where it gets interesting. Is if you were to look at who's spent the most time as a character on screen, surely by this point it's Charlie Cox.
I mean, as Matt Murdock and Daredevil, yeah.
Four and a half seasons.
I mean, if we think,
What's that? 12.
well, Mark D'Onofrio as Kingpin too, because he also has a season of Hawkeye and Echo.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's actually has more screen
Multiple
time.
cameos.
And he's in She-Hulk, and he's in Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, Spider-Man, it's Matt Murdock, and he's there for like 2 minutes. But
He's still there. Still there.
I love
Okay. Obviously a spin-off.
From Daredevil was Elektra.
Did not like that.
No.
Sorry, Jennifer Garner. I didn't like it.
Yep.
The only redeeming quality that I was able to find was that her eyes were better. Her eyes were so horribly green in Daredevil, like it and they fixed it for Elektra, but I didn't care for that movie.
I'm just trying to.
But
another.
R.I.P. whatever his face is, Stick, whoever played Stick, he just passed away.
Oh, Terrence Stamp.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrence Stamp. Yeah. Last week.
I just read that recently. Yeah.
I'm just trying to look up the joke that Elektra makes. It's fine, wasn't it? In Deadpool 3, where there's the comment made about Daredevil. She's like, oh, it's fine.
No greater dig than that.
But speaking of Elektra, I think another character that I'm interested to get your take on. Oh, this could be a spoiler. I'm gonna.
Are you telling me Alexa's going to be in the show?
Oh, I mean,
Maybe.
Pretty hot on. Right?
Actually, yeah.
She's certainly hinted at in the first 2 episodes now.
She's in the first 2 episodes of season 1, but you don't meet her. For
There's
quite a while.
There's a fantastic.
You mean other local characters?
What's good about the show, and you'll get this, is Foggy and Matt's relationship is absolutely brilliant in the show. It's so good. Like, it is so much fun, and I love their chemistry. And I'm pretty sure there's a moment where they're drunk, and he's like that time you took Greek just to meet that girl.
Bro, are you trying to tell me that you didn't take Spanish to snuggle up to what's her name? The Greek girl.
I would take Greek.
No, because she was taking Spanish. She already spoke Greek. Whatever happened to her? She was smoked.
Sounds like
Their
you.
relationship, though, there is one episode. It's fairly. I think it's about halfway through the first season where you flash back to when Matt and Foggy first meet as first year law students at Columbia and their roommates, and it's just you just see how this friendship grows and how Foggy does not even want to acknowledge the fact that Matt's blind. Like, he's just like, oh, you're just a guy. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm glad you still have your eyes. There's not like just a hole there, because that would be creepy. Like, there's literally a whole back and forth about that. But it's it's their relationship and then their friendship and the roller coaster that it goes through throughout the entire series is it's great. Is anything more? It's great.
Elektra. In fact, what did Rotten Tomatoes say about Elektra?
You'd assume not kind things.
And it's a shame because I really like Jennifer Garner. I liked the idea behind the story. I just didn't love how it was executed. But the guy who plays, I'm blanking, but the bad guy is also in the Wolverine. So we were talking weeks ago about
multiple.
People played multiple roles in the MCU, and he's one. He's also played 2 different, ethnicities now.
11% was the critics, based on 160 the route. 29% is scored considerably higher. The only positive to that is
9 for people.
29.
Wow. I'm actually impressed it's that high.
What I'm interested in seeing while I'm here is that War of the Worlds, the new War of the Worlds, is currently sitting at 3%.
Oh, God. That doesn't really surprise me too much.
I mean, I can see what
I could have just played a radio program like it was way back when.
Yeah, well,
They did not even make that. They did not even make that into 3 failed movies.
they will continue. Remember, we've talked about IP previously.
We're going to talk about it every week, pretty much.
We are pretty much going to talk about it every week. Okay, so something so moving on, Mallory, is that everything you've got to say on Elektra?
Everything. I will say I'm not gonna, beat a horse while it's already down,
Yeah.
but I would rate it probably
So would you give it out?
Sorry, Mal. What's it?
3.
3. So you'd actually rated it higher than what the current community has rated it. They rated it 29, and you've given it a 3, which is technically 30% out of 100. That's what would I rate it? I've not seen it in a very long time. I don't know. I don't remember it being good. I'd probably a 3. I'd probably agree with a 3. I probably would.
Okay. I mean, I gave it a 2 just because
You can.
it just makes me mad. Because they could have done so much with it. I think the character of Elektra is such a cool character, especially when you learn a little bit more about her backstory. And I think they just fell on their face.
When
I saw the invention after bar.
2005. Wait, that was about the same time as Catwoman, though, wasn't it? It was like they were trying to do this.
It was. Halle Berry's Catwoman came out in 2005. Yeah.
But I'm willing to bet that's what happens when you put male writers in charge of female characters, right? Like,
Has he learned through even like DC, like the different ways that Wonder Woman's portrayed when it's Joss Whedon versus when it's why am I blanking on?
Zack Snyder.
No, the female director.
what is her name?
The woman who actually directed Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And she did a fantastic job with the first one, and then she did such a bad job with the second one.
I think that's bad storytelling, not bad directing.
I think she admitted they rushed it. She was trying to get it out as quickly as possible. There was other issues going on. Patty Jenkins, that's who it was. Yeah, you're right. And even in the briefest shots that we saw in the I was going to say Avengers, in the Justice League, the way it was shot, she gets out of a car and the male gaze is, let's pan down the body, and you're just like, there's no need for that. There was never any need for that.
Yeah.
I feel like they suffer from like Michael Bay syndrome sometimes with these movies, where it's like, the whole stuff with him and Megan Fox and Transformers, like it's just like that slow pan as she had under the hood of the car. We're not watching these movies for that. We're watching them for action and good storytelling and people to kick ass. And Wonder Woman is all of those 3 things. And Gal Gadot, I think, did a phenomenal job. She's strong, mind, body, like everything. She's just brilliant.
Again, I said it last week about the Flash movie, but she's great. The brief cameo that she has in the Flash movie, she's absolutely brilliant in that. And again, well presented, because she basically shows up and makes the men look silly. It's clever in the way that they go about delivering on that character.
And you are welcome.
My ego's far too big to say thank you to someone else. I developed this all-powerful persona to compensate for my childhood trauma.
I do have childhood trauma.
It's crazy.
The lasso of true never gets old.
My do up better just give me a little money. I really want to end crime and poverty.
Oh, I know sex exists. I've just never experienced it.
Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Not Quite Nerds. 5 episodes. That's halfway to 10. It's crazy.
You're so good at math.
I know, right? That's once we get to 10, it stops. I'm just throwing that one out there right now. Which means that I'm about a third of the way through Lucia's scene changes, backdrops. In 5 episodes, Lucha has presented us with 3 different backdrops. He assures us this is the one they've settled on, mainly because his wife has told him she's not moving stuff around anymore.
That is very accurate. Yes. But this is the final set.
On this week's show, we are going to talk about where Mallory's up to on the Marvel universe. The Marvel... What are we calling it? Because it's not a cinematic universe. It's just the Marvel universe.
No, it just
Marvel
Complete Marvel universe.
Productions. Marvel Productions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mallory's just crazy decision to watch everything.
Yeah. Mallory's weird.
Mallory's madness.
Mallory's madness. I like it. Mallory's madness of the Mallory's Marvel madness. There's some alliteration for you.
I love alliteration.
With New York Comic Con just around the corner, we're going to have a look at some of the panels that we would attend if we were going, and the panels that Mallory is attending, should she get in. By the way, if you are at Comic Con, look out. Mallory has a really, really good t-shirt coming. And we're going to review staff pick number 2, which was One Piece. So listen in and we'll get you moving. All right, Mal, talk to us. Tell us what's happening in your Marvel universe.
So I was thinking about it today, that it was a slow week, but it really wasn't a slow week because I've only watched like 1.5 things, but the 1.5 things were whole series or season.
Okay.
So I watched the entire first season of the Daredevil show, and I think like the first 4 or 5 episodes of season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, so you're like partly through your first, because like I think the first batch was episodes 1 through 10.
Yeah. So I'm like halfway through number 37.
In a row? It has to be done. We know that 37 is one of those numbers. If you haven't smitten bands, if somebody says 37, you have to respond with...
In a row.
There you go. See?
By the way, no delay there. By the way, no delay.
You delay your name, but not in a row.
Well, I know that much better, so not enough time.
Priorities.
So, honestly, so far season 2 has been kind of forgettable. So I'm about to talk about season 1 of Daredevil, which I had never seen before. So good. I mean, I'll admit, I think it started off a little slow. Like, I think I kind of had to push myself through the first few episodes. But once it kind of hit its rhythm, it got so good.
So effective.
Sorry.
Like that first 2 episodes, that whole fight scene is unbelievable. It is one of the best fight scenes that has appeared in the Marvel universe in any way, shape, or form. Like,
is that the one where he's trying to get the kid?
So the realism within it, the fact that he's just like, I'm so tired, I can't even do punches.
Just falls into as he's hitting people.
Like, hits people and lands on them and then just sits down because he's just like, I'm so tired. And for me, that's something we never get to see. We never, ever get to see in Marvel movies, is that silliness or the realism that comes with, I've just had a fight with 20 guys.
I agree, but I do think we see a little bit of that in Endgame with Captain America. When he's fighting Thanos and him are just trading blows back and forth, and when Thanos breaks the shield, like, you can tell like he's like at like 1% battery. And then next thing you know, you hear the on your left, and then he perks up again.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but it does happen, I think, I don't know, at least one at a time. Okay. A great fight scene.
So 2015 would have been our first Comic-Con. I'm looking to my side because...
I still have all of mine too. And
See this when they were Walking Dead.
Me too. Oh yeah, I still have that too. The Newest and the Murdoch card.
business cards.
We went searching all over, didn't we?
Well, we just walked outside. It was like the Comic-Con was over. We were leaving the con. We were going somewhere, and they were just standing in the street, and it wasn't a big thing. They were just
like handing out these cards, and I was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! I'm such a nerd, but I love this." So yeah, no, I was tidying the other day and I found those. Yeah, so that would have been the first year we went, and that would have been the year that Daredevil was coming out, or had come out. It had come out by that point, because
I think it had come out. I think it came in September of that year.
yeah, they'd had the cast signing, and everybody was dressed as Ninja Daredevil. It was like the cheapest, easiest Comic-Con costume you could possibly do. Some black combat pants, yeah, and some sort of bandana pulled down over your eyes, boom, and that was the thing that everybody was wearing. But yes, Phil, Kingpin, we mentioned it last week. Tell us about the Kingpin.
Vincent D'Onofrio or D'Onofrio, or however you pronounce his name. Is it
Can we call him? I think it's
the original Vinny D?
okay. Here in Solvinity.
So good. Such a different Kingpin than the movie. So much more human, if that makes sense. Like I feel like villains were always kind of two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like you think about like your Scooby-Doo villain. It was just, very two-dimensional. The good guys had depth to them, the bad guys didn't. And Vinny D's Kingpin, seeing his backstory, seeing where he came from, completely different. A little like heart to him, like almost in the way that we were talking about like Magneto, who, has an idea, he's kind of going about it the wrong way. But I think he takes it to the extreme. Like I think he knows he's not a good guy, whereas Magneto thinks he's a good guy. But kind of watching him fall in love, be in love, do things for this woman. I really liked him. I think definitely a better Kingpin, I think, than
So you think he's better than Michael Clark Duncan?
yeah. I think Michael Clark Duncan is just big and scary, and that fight scene with Batfleck was good, but I think that couldn't be a long-term villain because he is a little two-dimensional, a little too two-dimensional. So whereas Vinny D's Kingpin is definitely long-term, and I mean I know he continues as Kingpin in the other shows.
So that's a good point. What I liked about the Marvel Daredevil film was it was one of the first films where they didn't kill off the bad guy. Like it was this idea that they were like, oh, we need to stop killing bad guys because like Spider-Man, Green Goblin dies. And you're just like, we need to stop killing off the bad guys because we are running out of bad guys to use, guys.
Gawk,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So it was one of those where they were like, let's not kill anybody this time. Right. We'll just put him in prison. And it has that moment, that scene where he beats him in that final fight. And he has that moment where he could kill him and the sirens start. And he's just like, nah, I'm going to let this go. But yeah, you're right. Like, Vinny D is just fantastic. He just embodies the Kingpin. There's something glorious about him. He's got that malevolence about him, just like that. Yeah. He's so almost quietly and gently spoken, but you know that there's this twisted psychopath behind it. The part with the car where you really see him lose his temper for the first time. He takes one of the Russian brothers and he introduces him to the car door.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. I mean, I think he can come one with the car door.
I mean, he introduces him to the car door repeatedly. But yeah, no, I mean that's that. Yeah. So you finished Daredevil season 1. How did you feel about the whole thing, the whole arc?
So, from a legal perspective, I thought it was really interesting, and I think kind of on point with lawyers deciding to go into big law or not.
Okay.
Which you always see that lawyers, which doing one or the other, but like that decision as to give up a job that's gonna make good money, versus do things smaller. It's a conversation we do in our
More importantly, it was free bagels.
free bagels, and my did not have free bagels. Anyone listening from my firm, please think about that. Free bagels. But No, it's a real conversation. Like, I remember my last year of law school having those conversations about how much is your soul worth? And Froggy does say that to what's her face, that she sold her soul to go work for that big firm. Um, but their relationship, Matt and Froggy's relationship is amazing. I love them. I'm sad at what Froggy did to Karen. Um, like you can see they're laying the groundwork, and maybe I'm wrong, but for Karen and Matt, Murdoch, but and I don't know what happens in the comics, as you guys know, but I liked her and Froggy, and then he gets all cranky because he finds out that his best friend is Daredevil, so he has to go sleep with his ex.
So I probably didn't like Karen as much. I don't dislike Karen as who she is in the show, but Karen is different in the show to what she is in the comic books. Spoiler alert, you and I spent the weekend together, Mallory, so we kind of had this chat. But Karen for me is one of Matt's big. He is the Mary Jane of Matt's life, or the Gwen Stacy. He's that sort of thing. But she's got a really, really dark past, and they sort of hinted it, and I was like, oh my God, they're going to go there. And then they really softened the blow with the direction that they went instead. And that was disappointing because that sort of sets up the whole relationship right the way through. She's great, and who she plays is great, but I just don't think that's the Karen Page from the comic books. And that's my gripe. That and Ben Ulrich.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I text you both when they killed him. Like, statute of limitations passed on spoilers
It is.
for all of our listeners. But excuse me?
Not just kill. I mean, the Kingpin goes and does the dirty work himself. He doesn't send one of his boys. He doesn't send Wesley. He doesn't send, the Russians or somebody or Nobu. He goes there himself. And I think
Just
that's,
because he spoke to his mother.
I mean, listen, you don't mess with mamas. I mean, that's what, we've been learning that since, grade school. So I don't know. He's a big dude. Like, I wouldn't want to mess with him either. But I do think that I tend to agree with you, Matt, about Aaron. And I don't want to spoil things for Mallory. I think things with her improve throughout the series, and then any spin-offs as well. I think it gets her character gets a little bit more interesting to me. But I can't echo what you said before, Mel. Foggy and Matt's relationship is like romance relationship goals. I mean, they are just two peas in a pod. And I do find it interesting, like the level of. I mean, it's hurt, on Foggy's part. You can feel that when you're watching it. Like, are you really blind? Is anything between us been real? And like, you can feel that through the TV screen, which I think is something fairly unique with a show like this. That you can kind of get to that real, like, pulling on the heartstrings factor. I don't know. I just think it's borderline, I think, a perfect show
Yeah.
for me, especially the
I
first.
really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to, honestly.
Okay. So you watched that, then you were on to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
So-
Honestly, it is post Hydra taking over, so they are kind of cleaning up. And this is the first time I'm kind of rewatching it where I really see the split between the show and the movies, because Coulson is now the director, because at the end of season 1, he finds out Fury's alive. Fury says, "You're the director. You need to clean it. You need to pick S.H.I.E.L.D. back up." Um, and it's interesting because we know that the Avengers continue to meet with Fury in the movies. The Avengers also all think Coulson's dead. So it's just, I mean, we'll see how I don't even remember how they address Fury in the movies when they see him again. I don't know if they refer to him as director or just Fury, but the fact that there's never this reconnect down the road between Coulson and the Avengers, I think,
I've
It's an opportunity.
I've literally just written that down there. I was like, are we gonna get Coulson in Doomsday?
Oh, I would love that. Except I think I haven't gotten there yet, but I think he did eventually die at the end of the series.
I mean, Doomsday's bringing all these universes together.
That's true.
I remember.
So there's got to be a Coulson out there somewhere. Maybe Coulson is Cap somewhere. Sorry, what'd you say?
Half gone at the end. Yeah. I said Coulson is kind of like half gone at the end.
Okay.
If you remember LMDs,
Mhm.
this is the life model decoy
Uh,
of Tony.
the whole point being that in the comic books, Nick Fury has numerous decoys. Like, he dies so many times in the comic books, and then they're always like, that was just a decoy. The real Fury's still alive. And you're like,
Spoiler, that's kind of what happens with Coulson.
I remember. We'll see. But I don't know. It's fine. It's still enjoyable. Maybe it's just because I watched it back to back with Daredevil, which I hadn't seen, so it was like new and exciting. Versus like you just.
Jade-
Daredevil isn't bad.
Daredevil's a 9 out of 10. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.'s like a 6.5 out of 10.
I don't know. I'm still gonna rate it like I would still say like a 7.5.
I give it a,
Yeah, I would give it a 7 overall. I think.
then that pushes
I think there's peaks and valleys there.
Daredevil's a 12, yeah? Based on that scale.
In the 10 per season, absolutely. I would give it a 15.
Okay. So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you're just plowing your way through that as well.
I'll go through that. Just I've like another 5 or 6 episodes left, so that's up on deck. And then next, Jessica Jones season 1, which I did watch. That's not new, but can't wait for more David Tennant.
Good show. That's a good show.
Correctamundo, a word I have never used before and hopefully never will again.
Everybody's boyfriend, David Tennant.
David Tennant for the win.
So yeah, we're making our way through a bunch of TV shows right now.
Yeah, which is hard work in itself.
It is. Like, we say 130 things, but like these things can be a whole season, and that's a lot.
Well, it's the comment I made. At this point, Charlie Cox has to have played the character for the longest period of time on screen. Yeah, of anybody.
Even more than Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Oh,
I think.
I mean, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine's what, 6 movies? 7 movies? Most of those, 3 of those we'll say were cameos. Small parts.
That's true. Yeah.
And we've got 4 seasons of Daredevil. Each episode's at least 40 minutes.
Plus the Defenders, plus the Spot, and
Yeah.
man, yeah. I mean, you might be right. He might have the most screen time. So actual on screen as the character.
And as you say, a movie is an hour and a half, 2 hours. A TV show is 9 hours. Just a little bit longer.
I know we talked about weeks ago about maybe me getting one of those photo ops with Charlie Cox and I'll butcher her name, but She-Hulk. Just as
Zana Maya Lassie or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
a little lawyer team up, but I did look at it again today, and it is pricey. It's more expensive than my After Who ones.
We'll come to Comic-Con in a minute, but I'd looked at some of they're like $75 each now. And yeah, you're not even talking big people here. Like,
It's wild.
They rush you in and out. Like, they rush you in. You take the photo. Like, one of my last photo I took with Tennant, Matt Smith, and Alex Kingston, I am like cheesing. I hate it. Like, I'm just like, "Ee." And like, if you guys like see the photo, you're like, oh, but Mal, it's cute. Like, you look so happy, but I don't want that. Like, I'm taking photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one that we had now with
Was good.
with Danielle Fishel and Will Friedle and Ben Savage. I think we were there for like all of 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So of course you about to stay next to Will Friedle and Danielle Fishel.
For any of them.
Matt said something to me, and I don't know what he said to me because he rushed me out. Maybe he told me he loves me and he wants to date, and I have no idea.
Matt Smith, if you are watching this, please get in touch with us and let us know what you said to Mallory at New York Comic Con. When was this?
Oh, hold on. I have to look at my Instagram.
Like
It was pre-COVID. It's probably 2019.
some 2019, Matt Smith, if you can remember what you said to one of the many Doctor Who fans that you met on that day, if it was telling her that you loved her, please get in touch with us and we will ensure that that relationship happens.
Okay then. That's what I'll do. I will tell you a story.
Somehow, she is definitely up for her visa to move to the UK as well. So, I mean,
He slide into my DMs, I'll answer.
there we go.
Okay, it was 2018. They just also showed, oh, but look at that. She's in.
If you slide into JZMs, I'll make sure that you get all the information you need. So on photo ops, was there ever a greater moment though than when you were stood in the queue and somebody was like, "I'm really sorry, man," to one of the security guards, but I'm a journalist and I've got a pass and I need to be going to a different panel in a minute and we're never going to get there in time, and he just whisks you out the queue to the front. Is there ever a greater moment than that?
That was really good. That was also a phenomenal photo. Hold on. That was also Doctor Who.
It was.
It was.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. It's a good picture.
And like I wasn't cheesing. Like I had a good smile. My hair looks good. Matt Smith was touching me. Like we were good. It was a great photo.
But was Tennant not meant to be there that year and he pulled out?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was good. No. And Luch and I, when we took our photo, we had a fight over who was standing where because he wanted to stand next to Will Friedle and Daniel Fishel, and I wanted to stand next to Will Friedle.
David Tennant, if you are out there, please slide into my DMs.
He's married.
I'm a married man too, but I mean, I'd reconsider, just for you. But on a serious note, we do a film festival in West Lothian, and you are from West Lothian, so it'd be great to get you involved with that. Shameless plug, David Tennant. We're just plugging the doctors right now, aren't we? Peter Capaldi,
Oh, you're out there as well, yeah?
Christopher Eccleston, you really are a good doctor.
We'll get to that next week. Okay? Yes. Okay. What's up next for you, Mallory? What's up next week? Now you've stopped traveling, you are back home.
Yeah.
You've got time.
I to finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Jessica Jones Season 1.
Okay.
Actually, it's not even finishing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. It's up to episode 10, then Jessica Jones, and then Age of Ultron. So, get a little break.
Some good stuff.
The-
So I've said it before, I was never a huge fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I do think I'll go back and watch it. I only watched bits of it, like I dropped out of it entirely and then went back for the Ghost Rider stuff. But
Again, it peaks and valleys. It really does. It's really a show that you're on a roller coaster and it's not always a good one. It really has its ups and downs, but it's sprinkled throughout. Like I can't say that there's like one season that's just like garbage. I just think that there are aspects of it that some of those seasons that are great and some of them are just like, all right, like let's move on to the next fun bit.
great.
Yeah.
You're